Okay, so your boss walks up to you and you're at the job and you're filled with anxiety. It's a pretty natural emotion that people feel in reference to their bosses. You keep avoiding your boss over and over again, and it's starting to impact your work life, and your anxiety is going up and up and up and up. What I want to do is just express to you a very brief idea. Continually avoiding your boss is what's making your anxiety spike. The more that we avoid it, the more we're teaching our brain that that threat is bad. So if you're out there in the LinkedIn world or in the YouTube world, whatever, and you're at your job and you have a scary boss and you think, well, I get really nervous around them and I look like a buffoon and they could fire me, blah, 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 blah. That's your brain generating threat detection thoughts to try and keep you from this threatening thing. What you'd want to do is you'd want to break down into steps, interactions that you can have where you're stepping into that anxiety. As you step into that anxiety, whether it goes bad or good, you're communicating to your brain that you can face that thing that gives you anxiety. As you do that more and more and expose yourself, this is exposure therapy, by the way, as you expose yourself to the thing that makes you afraid or that produces a lot of negative emotion, and you get through it, that thing will shrink in its ability to terrorize you. And you'll start to regain faculties that you don't normally have when you're in fight or flight mode and your limbic system just takes over in the presence of your boss. You don't want that happening, and it will get there if you don't face it. Do yourself a favor. Assume that a lot of your thoughts about your boss are the result of a triggered fight or flight mechanism in your brain, and that they're just producing thoughts to protect you, but that doesn't mean they're accurate thoughts. And then decide that whatever is happening at work for me, I'm going to face it in chunks. I'm going to give myself challenges, and I'm not going to shy away. And I'm going to do this because I know that the alternative is that this gets worse and worse, and I shrink more and more in the presence of it. And that's never going to take me where I want to be in my job, and that's never going to take me where I want to be as a person. And if I ever want to really speak to somebody as a peer, then I need to be willing to step into the domain with them, even if I look silly or if I stutter or whatever. So hopefully that was helpful to you. I've definitely had to deal with this in the past. I still deal with this from time to time, but with each job, it's gotten easier and easier to the point where now I feel I feel like I can kind of brush it off when that feeling comes up, and I just walk into it anyways. And 9 times out of 10, it ends in a laugh or something useful and productive. So good luck. All right.